94, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Half a day, good afternoon, good morning, and good evening to those who are tuning into INCRadio Micronesia. I am Sister Arlene Malikton from the local congregation of Guam. And yes, you are tuning into INCRadio Micronesia. It's been a while since I've been here, and thank you so much for tuning into us this evening. Want to go ahead and give the mic over to one of our crew members that will be hosting with me, Brother Michael.
Yes, good morning, good afternoon to our viewers, and good evening to our District of Micronesia. We thank you again for tuning in to our satellite studio. And once again, I'll be one of the co-hosts helping out our Ate Arlene, Brother Michael from the locale of Guam, District of Micronesia. Thank you again for tuning in.
Yes, thank you so much. And of course, Brother Michael, we are excited for this topic this evening, right? And it's all about tips in preparing for a job interview. And of course, we cannot do this without the help of all of our crew members this evening, but most of all, our guests that we have this evening that is connected with us. So, Brother Michael, for your background, is it like are you can you describe your background job?
Yes. As of now, I am in the Human Resources Department and also helping out with the payroll as well. And this is in the hospitality industry, so that's working in a hotel.
Nice, thank you, Brother Michael. And definitely this is a good topic for you because you do have the experience in the human resources department, and this is all about pretty much seeking for a job, right? But of course, you still need to ace the job interview. So if you're tuning into INC Radio Micronesia, this is the broadcast you would like to listen to. But of course, we cannot do anything without the help of those who are tuning into our broadcast this evening. Of course, to our supporters there in the YouTube chat. So I want to go ahead and ask Sister Anne, take it away.
Thank you, Sister Arlene, and half a day, everyone. I'm Sister Anne from the local congregation of Machinao, and I will be one of the multimedia officers helping in various parts of this broadcast. And if you're new to our broadcast, here's how you can support us.
Hello, Team Live Chat! We love hearing from you, but we want to know, where are you tuning in from?
Have you heard about our hashtag challenge?
That's right! Don't forget to hashtag your local congregation in the comments down below.
Not only that, hashtag your CFO too.
And at the end of the show, find out who won our hashtag challenge.
Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the show.
All right, thank you, Kuya Tech, for playing that short YouTube chat plug. I want to go with Brother Sean because Brother Sean is our YouTube engager this evening, and he wants to pop a question to all of you.
Thank you, Sister R. I'm Brother Sean Pierce Natividad from the locale of Guam, District of Micronesia, and our YouTube engagement question is: what is one question on a job interview that is challenging to answer? So please comment your answers below and also hashtag your local so you can also win the local hashtag challenge. Back to you, Sister R.
All right, thank you, Brother Sean. Amazing question. One of the questions that's very challenging to most people who have a job interview. May I ask, since you are our YouTube engager, what is one question in a job interview that is challenging to answer?
For me, I think the challenging one is asking or answering the question, which is what are your strengths and weaknesses? That one's usually a hard one for me. How
Ah,
about you,
there
Sister
is.
Juan?
For me, honestly, It really varies, but one thing that really stuck out in most job interviews is what is your strength and weaknesses. You need to be honest with that. Like, but there are ways how you can actually answer that in a positive light, right? So, we can hear from all of our brethren and all those who are tuning into INC Radio Micronesia to drop your comment below on that engagement question, because we love to hear from you. This is a changing world, and so many things are changing. Maybe there's some other different techniques of job interviews out there that maybe not all of us are aware of, but we would love to hear that all from you, by answering that one question. What do you think is the most challenging question to answer in a job interview? Now we're gonna go ahead and go forward with our guest this evening. And our guest this evening is one of my crew members here on INC Radio, Micronesia. And she's gonna go ahead and introduce herself. Go ahead.
Hello, everyone that's watching. My name is Sister Faye Denogan. I am one of the crew members and guest for today's broadcast. It's nice to see you all today.
Thank you, Sister Faye, for joining us this evening. And definitely, um, I know that you are soon to be a or is a nurse, right? You graduated as a nurse, and still in the market, right, for a job. Is that correct?
Yes, at the so these are very helpful review for me, especially in preparing interviews. So ever since we moved to Guam, I've been doing interviews and just preparing myself for upcoming interviews and finding a job.
Awesome. So this is actually a great broadcast. You can actually answer all these questions with. So thank you so much for your time here with us, and being our guest this evening. Now let's get started, right? We want to go ahead and go forward with what are some tips, like straightforward, what are some tips on how to prepare for a job interview?
So before I go into a job interview, I always research about the company that I'm going to interview with. I prepare my outfit and everything that I need to bring with me. And I just prepare myself mentally, trying to build up my confidence because going to interviews right out there, it's very nerve wracking. Just like even me just thinking about it right now, my heart is beating fast. But preparing yourself the night before really does help a lot. So I'll spend a few hours just researching. I think one of the tips that I give to anyone that is preparing for interview is to research the company and their mission and their vision. And this one you can always find on their website. And in including this in my interview really does help a lot, and it really does impress the ones that are interviewing us. And even with my teachers, when we do mock interviews at school for preparing to get a job as a nurse, they always tell us that it was very impressive and it really stuck out when we like told them about the mission and the vision of the company, and then try to like incorporate how it relates to us and how important that is also to fulfill to help their company.
You know what? That is spot on. Really good tips on preparing for the job interview. You have mentioned about researching for the company. Most people would do that, right? If they want to find a career in a certain, or that dream job of theirs, right? And they always have to be able to know what the company is all about. But you know what? With researching, I think also one good tip is hopefully you have someone like in the inside, someone that actually works for the company to see how
Mhm.
their culture is, because you
Mhm.
also want to be knowledgeable of like how people work with each other. How is it, how's their environment? Is it just work, task, complete, and or is it just like they have a good camaraderie, right, together to effectively and efficiently get the work done. But yes, you have mentioned also that is preparing for the job interview with researching, because that definitely, yes, does stick out and does show that you are very interested in that company. And in the long run, you want to make it a career, right? You want to make it the job that you want to work for the rest of your life if you want to retire for them. Right. So thank you so much on that. So I want to go ahead and ask Brother Michael. Brother Michael, because you are in the HR department, um, is there anything else that we could add on to some tips?
Mm, Sister Faye said a lot already. What would you call it? Uh, Attire is one that you can prepare with. For us Christian values, right? It's given the prayer first, and then arriving there early on time. So you wouldn't want to be late for that job interview, right? So it'll be a red flag if you do. Um, what else can you do? Maybe like bringing your a copy of your resume. That's is one in preparing for the interview, and all the mental, physical um, aspect of yourself, and giving yourself a confidence boost, so you can pass and hopefully get accepted to that interview or the job. The job.
You're right. Brother Michael, you have mentioned about confidence and, you know, being prepared the day before that job interview, doing your research, really does build that confidence, right? Being able to know what the company is all about. So yes, I agree with you. Building that confidence, practicing at, also, I think we had a rehearsal earlier, and someone did mention about practicing, like even with your siblings or your friends, when it comes to mocking up a job interview for the following day, right? Thank you, Brother Michael, for that. You want to go ahead and ask what is the next question to Sister Faye?
Yes. So the next one that we have, um, I probably already gave the hint. So what are some important items to bring to an interview?
Okay, so um part of the preparation that I would do the night beforehand is to prepare the things, right, that I would need to bring in an interview. So I would bring a reference page. I would bring another copy or extra copies of my resume just in case there's additional people that will be interviewing, so that I can also give them another copy if they need, or if they didn't get to print it, just so that they can visualize all the um, like experience that I have. And like I said, with that is the reference page also. At my last interview that I had, they actually asked again about my references. So it's good to have a copy so that I can just give it to them, or include it in an email also. Another thing would be a pen also. So, um, yeah, right, a pen. Because,
Pen
Definitely
or
a
yeah,
pen, yes.
yeah, a
pen and
pen.
paper, pen and paper,
Yeah,
and
Pen and
pen
notepad,
and
paper,
whatever.
paper, or
notebook,
to
or
take
some sort,
notes.
yes.
Yeah, it's really helpful because they actually, even though I did do applications online, they still had me fill out another application, like a hard copy there. So it's really important to have a pen with you. One thing also that I learned from like school, one thing they told us not to bring is our cell phone. So I didn't bring that. But I think it's important. Like if I don't have my cell phone, one thing that I should have done in my last interview was bring a copy of like my contact, or like sorry, like previous work experience, like the address and everything, because when I had to fill out the hard copy, I didn't like memorize the address of my previous jobs.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
right.
yeah, so that's something that would probably help in the future. So now that I've experienced that, I'll make sure to bring like a cheat sheet of all like my information that I need.
You know what, Sister Faye, I have
Mhm.
now that you have mentioned that, you're
Mhm.
right, because I did at one point in my life did have to fill out a resume, right? I'm a resume, sorry. A
Application.
application, sorry.
Yeah.
Application.
I was gonna trying to find the word, the application. And so
Mhm.
you're right. If you don't know that information upright, it's gonna be hard for you.
Yeah.
And if it's something that you
Mhm.
definitely cannot bring your cell
Mhm.
phone, um
Mhm.
it's good to have that cheat sheet. And you know what,
Yeah.
I tend to put all the information on my resume before. Like, there's
Mm-hmm.
many different tips on how to create a resume, but one point in my life I had all the information on my resume, so then that way I know what to put to fill out an application at the job interview still. So
Mm-hmm.
like it works out a lot. So cheat sheet definitely uh
Yeah,
need
that's
it. Yes.
that's true out there. Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much. That's a good thing
Mm-hmm.
to bring up because not a lot will remember that, and you definitely need to be prepared for a notebook, a pen, a paper,
Mm-hmm.
something, because they would want to hear or see,
Mm-hmm.
or the employers will want to see that you're actually prepared for this job interview. Now we're
Yeah,
gonna go
really
pretty
good.
much wrap up for the last question. So now think about this, Sister Anne. Now you have completed the job interview. Now, how what do you think, or what is your preference of how long should one wait to follow up for the job opening or the job that they applied for or
So,
interview?
yeah, I think that's a good question, Ate, because that's a lot of like a lot of people are unsure about when to contact them because you don't want to seem like you're bugging the people that just interviewed you. But at the same time, you do want to show how eager you are. So having that perfect time frame is very important. When I do research for like tips and advice on like when's the best time to talk to them, they say if you had an interview in the morning, it's not bad. It's like actually a good idea to like send a thank you email or even like a thank you card. Yeah, it at like in the afternoon. But if you had an interview in the afternoon, then it's better to just wait in the next morning, and that's fine. And one thing they also that I learned in previous interviews is to the ones that are interviewing you, you have to like ask for their name so that it will help you know who to say thank you to. And like being personal and genuine is very important because we want to really make an impression right out there. So it's always good to know who they are so that you can thank them.
Wow, Sister Faye, that is such good pointers for all of that. And I do want to say, like, yes, those are some good things to do after the job interview. Now, in a HR perspective, let's wrap this up real quick, brother Michael. Uh, let's have you answer, since you're in the HR department. How long should one wait to follow up for the job opening?
So it all depends on the employer or the managers or whoever's the interviewer. It just all depends. A day or two could be, it could be okay. But in the long run, maybe ideally maybe like 3 to 4 days. You can try to follow up after that. So it's a good timing. Too early may make you look a little bit desperate or impatient, right? So we wouldn't want to go there. And I think that would be a good time, about, let's say, like 2 to 4 days. Let's say like that.
Okay, yeah, I think so too. I agree. Like, a few days after the job interview, because I know sometimes when the employer will say there's other applicants that they're gonna go interview, right? And then probably might say, "We'll give you a call," or like, "Please follow up by the end of the week." Sometimes they're pretty good about saying that, and that is a good idea. 2 to 4 days to follow up for the job interview, and if you got accepted, all praises be to God, right? Because we always want to thank our Almighty God for every blessing He gives to us, especially if it's a job that we are praying for. So thank you so much for tuning into our broadcast, Sister Faye, for being our guest this evening. We do want to go ahead and mention our supporters, our chatters there on the YouTube chat, because I do see a lot of brethren who are actually tuning into our broadcast, a lot of them from our district. So, Sister Anne, please take it away.
Thank you, Sister Arlene. Now let's see what's been going on in our comment section in the YouTube chat. We have Brother Julius Malabanan saying, "Have a great show, INC Radio Micronesia." Brother Julius also said regards to Ka Joven, our district minister, and his family. Hello to Ka Michelle and Bam Bam. Enjoy the program. Um, Sister Michelle Malabanan also said, good evening po and happy viewing to all po. Hashtag Saipan, hashtag Buklod. And Sister Eileen Crelentia also said, greetings po, sending love from Jigo Koror Palau. Hashtag Buklod, go INCRadio Micronesia. Sister Eileen also said, you're doing great, Sister Arlene, Sister Faye, and Brother Michael. Hashtag Jigo, hashtag Koror Palau, hashtag Buklod. And we also have Sister Jaden Pasha saying, good evening po everyone, hashtag Saipan, hashtag CBUS. We also have Sister Jessica Tula saying, happy watching from the local of Machinao, hashtag choir, hashtag Kadiwa. And we also have Sister Krisha Rodriguez saying, hello po, IC Radio crew and viewers, happy chatting and watching. And we have a lot of brethren commenting right now. We also have Brother Mike Minorca saying happy viewing po. And also, Sister Krisha also said, love the tips at the face, super helpful. And also, um, Sister Vicky Domopoy, sorry, I don't know if I'm saying that right. They said, good afternoon from London, District of Great Britain. Happy watching INC Radio Micronesia. Happy watching to all our brethren around the world. Hello po, ka Julius Malabanan, and to your family po. And also, Brother Matt said, one question difficult for me to answer would be on what skills and weaknesses are, since it may be daunting at first where it may not fit a profession standards po. And also, Sister Gwyneth Yumo also said it definitely gets tricky to answer the question, why should we hire you rather than the other applicants? And also, Sister Didith Pasha said, good evening po to all our brethren. Happy viewing po. Hashtag Saipan, hashtag Buklod. And also, oh, Sister Eileen Kerlesha said, happy birthday po at the Irene Reyes. Hello po. Happy birthday,
Happy
tita.
birthday, Aunt
So,
Nareen!
yes, this is Sister Randy's mom, so happy birthday po, tita. We also have Jaden Pasha said, I think one question on a job interview that is challenging to answer is, what are my achievements or accomplishments? It might be challenging since my achievements might not fit to what they're asking. Sister Randy also said, Sister Randy Reyes said, happy advanced birthday to my mommy, I, Irene Reyes. Her birthday is tomorrow. Hee hee. Um, so everyone is saying happy birthday to Tita Irene. Also, Kadidis Pasha said, thank you, Sister Faye, for the tip and for sharing your experience. Regards to Kamenel, Cafe, and Sister Anne. Thank you, everyone, to all the brethren who have been commenting and sharing their thoughts regarding our broadcast tonight. We're happy to see that everyone is enjoying our topic for the evening. Now we want to move on to our C phone action with Brother Michael.
Yes, thank you, Sister Anne. And we'd like to ask Kuwait Tech, what do we have for the District of Micronesia?
CFO in action.
All right. So in the District of Micronesia, this coming July 7, we will be having the Bookload monthly meeting, and this will be announced during the weekend worship services. Also, this coming July 8th, we have the special gathering for all officers, and this is by region. Um, for those in Saipan, we'll gather in the Saipan Chapel. And also to here on the island of Guam, all of us will be gathered in the locale of Guam. And July 13, this will be the Unity Games, e-games edition, and this will be located here in the island of Guam in the locale of Mangilao. And on July 27, we have the neighborhood appreciation there in the island of Saipan. And also, and lastly, to on July 28th, we will be having the in concert here on the island of Guam and also on the island of Saipan.
All right. Thank you, Brother Michael. And we want to go ahead and go forward with our local hashtag winners and our most supportive winners from the last two broadcasts that we had. We want to go ahead and show that material to the local congregation of Saipan. Thank you so much, Paul. You have been so supportive. And to Sister Jade Pasia. Thank you so much. She's from the local congregation of Saipan. She is both the most active supporter here on INC Radio Micronesia. So thank you so much for all your comments, and of course to all of those who have been commenting in our broadcast, previous broadcasts. Please go ahead and do so. We will always want to ensure that someone is our winner and supportive winner for that broadcast. Now we're gonna go ahead and go with Brother Sean. Let's go ahead and invite for our next broadcast.
Yes, Sister. So, everyone viewing, please tune in next week for our next week's broadcast, which is Saturday, July 13, 2024, at 10 p.m. tomorrow Standard Time. Okay, Sister Anne, what's next?
Thank you, Brother Sean. We would like to now extend our end of the show greetings and thank yous to our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our SEPSI President, CEO, and CFO Coordinator, Brother Angelo Arana Manalo, and we do have more greetings with Brother Michael.
Yes, and we also like to extend our thank yous to our district minister, Brother Joven Sapilio Jr., our assistant district minister, Brother Julius Malabanan, also to our CFO overseer, Brother Daniel Jeffrey Munar, our district multimedia advisor, Brother Roger Villegas Jr., and to all of our crew members here, and to our executive producer, Brother Emmanuel Andaya.
Thank you so much. And again, want to say good night to the District of Micronesia. And coming up next is Washington, D.C. Satellite Studio. And it's good morning over there. Thank you. And we'll see you again next week. Good night.